angry, walk by the water.
We're getting started in about 2 minutes, guys. Put your biggest objection or obstacle in the Q&A.
Let me see your beast mode.
90 seconds, guys. Put your biggest obstacle or objection into the Q&A. Let's go. Last conversion call of the year. Seconds, guys.
Let me see your beast mode.
Getting started in 20 seconds. All right, what is going on, everybody, and welcome to the bi-weekly conversion call Buy Side. Super excited to have everybody here, as this is the last call of 2020. Man, we've been doing this every other week for this entire year and last year as well. But it's been an honor, and I'm so grateful to have been a part of the last 12 months with you guys, and hopefully guiding you guys through not just scripting and sales tactics and the arts and science of sales, but also providing you guys with some value outside of sales that help you really amplify those skills that you're developing over there. And being able to do that, I'm grateful for it. So as always, before we dive in, oh wait, hold on. My microphone says it's not. Okay, I think my mic is back. Let's see. We're good. All right. So, as always, before we dive into really any kind of conversion and do any kind of role playing, what I always start off with is something for you guys to change your mindset, right? Do that mindset shift for you. And I'm thinking a lot about it. If we think about it, the average life expectancy is 75. 75. Just think about that. Think about how short it really is. Now, why do I bring that up? Why do I bring it up? Because I'm just challenging. I'm urging you. I want you guys to just really identify, like, what have you been waiting to do? What have you been waiting to do? Have you been waiting to go on that vacation? Have you been waiting to write that book? Have you been waiting to put yourself on social media? Have you been waiting to go ahead and get yourself into an uncomfortable situation for growth? I don't know what it is, but you right now listening, there's been something you've been waiting to do, right? There's been something you've been waiting to do. Maybe it's investing in you. Maybe you've been waiting to create an experience. Maybe you've just been sitting there and waiting to have a conversation. There's so many people that are just waiting to have that conversation with that person that they know they need to have a conversation with, right? Could be your mother, it could be your father, your brother, your sister, husband, wife, friend, coworker, whatever it is. But you've been waiting to have the conversation. Maybe been waiting to make that really big move. There's no time to wait, guys. Go do the things you've always wanted to do, right? Like, you are here for a short amount of time, right? I want you guys to not just exist, I want you to live. I want you to live even during the pandemic. I want you to find a way to live even during the uncontrollable circumstances. Find a way to live, find a way to thrive through it. So I don't know how old you are. You know, we have 150 people on here so far. Everybody's obviously ranging from different areas of life and different ages. But I don't know how old you are. Just think about the life expectancy is 75. And whether you're 20 or you're 50 on this call, or you're 25 or you're 65 on this call, just realize that it's A, never too late, and B, it's never too early. It's never too late and it's never too early. Now is the time that we truly got to take advantage of this beautiful thing called life, right? Even through all the hate out there, guys, life is beautiful. And the last thing I'll go ahead and drop in here for you guys, and we're going to open this thing up for some Q&A and do some objection handling, some role playing, is that we have to be the ones that create our environment. We have to create our environment. We have to stop letting our environment create us. There's a very toxic environment out there right now, from, you know, people on one side of the fence to the other side of the fence, right? Vaccine, no vaccine, mask, no mask, Biden, Trump. Everybody's divided right now. Everybody is divided. And because of that division, we become a product of this environment of everything has to be divided, right? And then we start judging others for their thoughts, judging others for their opinions. In actuality, what we need to do is we need to A, live in the present moment, but B, we need to control what we can control. And then C, we need to create our environment, not let our environment create us. Now, running into 2021, coming up here in a few weeks, I just want you to have that understanding and clear focus that no matter what the environment looks like, AKA circumstances, that you will create the outcome and not allow those circumstances or that environment to create for you. Because we know when you do that, you are not letting yourself be the greatest version of you, but most importantly, you're not letting yourself or allowing yourself to truly take advantage of every single day and go out there and get what is yours, right? Going out there and get what is yours. So I just want to leave you guys with that. So I don't know what you're waiting for. Once again, waiting to invest in you, create the experience, waiting to get your butt on the phones, waiting to make that big move. Whatever it is, do it now. Do it, do it, do it. Do not wait. In the last 7 days, I've had people reach out to me, and several people have lost loved ones, right? They've lost loved ones. And so I'm pushing this message out to you because I want you to understand how short life is, but how beautiful it truly is. But it's up to you to start making some decisions off of what you really want and not off of what the circumstances look like. If you guys are with me, let me know. If you're with me, let me know. All right, now let's dive into some conversion. Let's dive into some role playing. So for those of you that don't know who I am, I probably should have mentioned that first. Most of you guys do. I'm John Marrone, and I am the conversion specialist. We're in Phoenix. We sold out our Phoenix conversion day. We had 50 or so people in there, properly distanced and everything. And we did it again. 33% conversion rate, guys. Contact to appointment set. We have averaged 33% conversion rate over the last 3 years. 6,500, now almost 7,000 agents. It's pretty incredible. So for you guys to be on this call, I want you to know this stuff works, what we're going to go over, right? We're not just making this up. This is not just, hope that it works. This is the proof is in the pudding. The results are there. All right, so let's see here. We got Mike Nelson says, I'm not ready to buy yet, as an objection. All right, and here's what I always preach to everybody and how I want you to articulate why you want them to take that next step. And it's simple. All we're going to say is, hey, look, I totally get it, Mike. I'm not going to ask you to go buy a house tomorrow. I just want to make sure that you got the right person with the right strategy when the time is right. Is that fair? I'll say it again. Mike, I'm not going to ask you to go buy a house tomorrow. But what I do want to make sure during the biggest transaction of your life is that you got the right person with the right strategy for the right time. Is that fair? And they'll say, absolutely, it's fair. Perfect. So what is it that you're looking for? 3 or 4 bedrooms? 4. Interesting. Why is 4 bedrooms so important to you? And I dive right back into our script, which is 3 whys deep for every what? 3 whys deep for every what? The reason why our scripts work so well is that A, we understand what not to say. B, our opening line is super simple yet powerful and allows the opportunity to build rapport. Then C, we ask 3 whys for every what? We go deep, right? We go deep, not wide. So, Mike, let me know if that helps. Anybody else who had that same objection, let me know if that helps. Ariel says, I'm waiting until after the holidays. Same exact thing, Ariel. I mean, that's something that you could use for that too, right? Hey, just the right person, the right strategy during the right time. The good thing is the holidays are right around the corner. And here's something I want you guys to write down. There's several levels of connection. Level 1 of connection is email. Okay. Level 2 is text. Level 3 is phone call. Level 4 is a Zoom or some kind of face-to-face virtually. And then the 5th level of connection is face-to-face. And all I'm trying to do, and all I want you guys to do, is I want you to move them to the next level of connection, whatever that looks like. If you're on an email with them, try to at least get them into a text or a phone call, right? If you're on a text message with them, try to get them on a phone call or some kind of face-to-face, virtually or in person. Always think about when you're on the call with somebody, did I move this person to the next level of connection? Because if you can say, I move this person from this level of connection to the next level of connection, you know you're getting closer to closing that deal. Let's see. Samantha says, excited for this webinar. Is there a way to turn down the volume, please? On yours, there is. On mine, there isn't. No, I'm just kidding. Hopefully that was probably when the music was playing. But yeah, so usually I just have for those of you who've been on here for a while, I got the music blasted. So if it is too loud, you guys can always just tell me, but I can't see the chat when I have the music on. So that's difficulty. Sorry, Samantha. Hope I didn't blow out your eardrums. Worried about what's going on in the market. I'll wait. Worried about what's going on in the market. I will wait. So I just get clarity, right? Okay, so tell me a little bit more about what you mean about what you're worried about, right? Get clarity. They don't know what they don't know, guys, right? They don't know what they don't know, and it's up to us to articulate that to them. It's up to us to, when I say flex our leverage and our authority and let them know, but not by telling them, by them telling us, right? The person doing the telling is the person doing the selling. So we want to ask really good questions. Therefore, we can go ahead and create the answer, but they do it through them speaking on it. They get more bought in. So at first, get some clarity. What do you mean by worried? Like, what exactly are you worried about? And then from there, we can go a bunch of different directions, right? They say they're waiting for the market to crash. The market's volatile. You get down to the real numbers, right? Hey, look, this is for most places, and you guys could obviously look at your numbers, but there has been a highly increased number of transactions this year in the real estate market. People think this is 2008, right? They think this is a housing crisis. Well, if you look at the numbers, it is the opposite. Now, could there be one? Sure. When? Who knows? But I can't wait for it to crash, right? Because in the end, what you need to do is if they're waiting to see when the market goes down, you have to figure out what is the goal, right? Is the goal to save money? Well, perfect. We have great opportunities with lower interest rate at an all-time low and with certain things that are coming on the market that we could possibly get a deal for you. But before you even look into that, what does that look like for you? What are the boxes you're trying to check off? So going back to worried about what's going on in the market, get clarity. And then from there would be a different objection handler on what that looks like. But the first thing is let them let you know what that real fear is. Because that's all that is, guys. It's just fear. Carol says, leaving my options open, not ready to meet with any particular agent. Okay, so say, oh, I completely understand. Hey, Coral, sorry. Coral, do you believe that this is the biggest transaction of your life? Yeah, absolutely. Well, so do we. So because of that, what we want to make sure is that you got the right person with the right strategy. And you don't have to commit to me tomorrow. I just want to make sure that you understand what our process is to go ahead and make sure that you get the home that you want for the price that you want in a time frame that you want. Does that make sense? All right. So they say, hey, I'm leaving my options open, not ready to meet with an agent yet, or not ready to meet with any particular agent. Say, cool, completely get it. But hey, do you think this is the biggest transaction of your life? Well, yeah, absolutely. Well, we understand that. And because of that, we want to make sure that you do have the right person in your corner. And that's why it's so important for us to go ahead and get you the strategy that we use to go ahead and get you the home that's going to best fit your needs, best fit your lifestyle, and the price that you want. I'm not going to ask you to commit or go buy a home tomorrow. All I'm asking is for you to hear our strategy. Is that fair? And that's that. And normally they'll meet with you, right? Normally they'll meet with you. And here's the other thing, Coral. With our scripting, what we do is that we break them down so deep, right? We go so deep that it's hard for them to not want to work with you. Now, if they say, hey, look, I want to, meet with other agents, all you're going to say is, hey, look, can you do me a favor when you do that? When you meet with them, just make sure they went over all those questions that we went over today and that they dug that deep to find out the true problem or true thing that you're trying to solve. Okay. So when you meet with other people, just make sure they do that. Is that fair? Absolutely. Every time to meet with somebody, 95% of them won't go as deep as we're teaching you guys, which is 3 whys for every what. So that's going to be stuck in their mind. And even if they do interview other agents, they're not going to go as deep as you. And since you told them, hey, the only way for people to understand your true problem and get you the true solution is to go ahead and ask you these deep questions. So make sure they do that. That's going to be playing through that person's mind over and over again. And there's going to be a very small chance that another agent will go that deep. Let me know if that makes sense. Melissa says getting them here, out-of-state buyers. We don't need them there. Right, Melissa? So what you say is, hey, we actually specialize in out-of-state buyers, which I'm sure you do. We actually specialize in out-of-state buyers. And because of that, we have a process and a system and a strategy to help you go ahead and actually see homes that best fits what you're looking for with you being thousands of miles away. And even if you wanted to go ahead and put an offer in on it, you could still do everything thousands of miles away because now we have the technology to do so. So I want you to meet them face to face. Next level of connection would be Zoom or something, FaceTime, Skype. So out-of-state buyers, it's not about getting them there. It's about meeting them, building that connection. And then now the greatest part is, Melissa, now that we've made this connection on Zoom, you know how to use it. If you see something that checks off all your boxes, now we have an opportunity and a platform to show you that home and give you a walkthrough. So you don't even need to leave the comfort of your house or your state. How does that sound? Perfect. Let me know if that helps, Melissa. Let's see. I'm getting a bit discouraged because I'm meeting people and setting appointments, but they're not ready to buy. They're working on credit or something. Yeah. So if that's the case, it all that goes into is be that person, right? That's the one thing I want to say. Be that person that helps them work on credit or whatever that might look like. That's okay. Be that person, because when they do get the credit to go ahead and buy, you're going to be the one that's been standing there, helping them through the process. Therefore, you create an evangelist. Number 2 is, when you're setting these appointments and they're not ready, it's like, are they not ready to buy or is their credit bad? 2 different things, right? I mean, they might not be ready to buy because their credit is bad, but if it's 2 different things where they're just not ready, then that's you not doing a good enough job of adding value, the pulling the pain or pleasure. Now, if they're not ready because their credit's not good, there's nothing you could do about it. That's the uncontrollable. But what you can do is you could have a sliver of influence in getting them their credit fixed, right? So if they're not ready, if you meet with them and they're not ready to buy for any other reason besides credit or financially, they just don't have the funds in the bank or whatever the case is, that's us not doing a good enough job in connecting with them and creating true value. If it's because their credit, that's just the luck of the draw, but make sure that you are the person that walks them through that process. Lisa says, does anyone have a preparation ritual prior to dialing? I thought this was discussed in previous trainings, but I can't seem to recall. Yeah, so here, I'll share my screen. Lisa asked a good question about What's the ritual before getting on a call? And if anybody's ever been to a conversion day, you know I speak heavily on making sure you guys win the battle before it starts, right? Win the game before it starts. So I'll share my screen here in a second. Let me pull this up. Okay. All right. So here you will find the 5 W's to win the game before it starts. What I've realized through interviewing a lot of people on my podcast, I've interviewed some phenomenal people, some Super Bowl champions, and in interviewing them, what I've realized is that they won those Super Bowls. They won the championship or whatever sport they're in, the championship of life, because they won before the game started. The last thing I want you to do is get on the phone and not have this preparation prior, right? Not understand that winning is in the locker room, right? Winning happens in the locker room. So this is the ritual. First, understand what you want. We have something called the reticulating activating system, right? RAS. And when we focus on when we focus on things, it expands, right? So what we focus on expands. So if you're just going in and say, I'm just going to call, I'm going to call for 2 hours. Your RAS, reticulating activating system, will not be able to activate and try to find a deal, try to find an appointment. So what you want to do is you want to set a goal for how many contacted and how many set appointments. That's got to be in front of you. So the first W is what? What is the goal of this dialing session? The next W is why. Why do you want to get on a call, push past fear, go through rejection for the next 90 minutes? Right? Why do you want to do it? Your first why is always a lie. It's got to be so meaningful that no matter what somebody says to you, no matter how many people hang up on you, no matter how frustrated you get, you keep going with the same energy, enthusiasm, and knowing that you can get an appointment. So what do you want? Why you want it? And we can go deep into this, but on a short, brief call, we're not going to. But next W is where. Go back to the sports analogy. On Sunday, right? Yesterday, NFL played. Today, what are they doing? They're watching film. Why do they watch film? Because in order to prepare for the next game, they got to watch film on themselves and they got to watch film on their opponents. Hey, what did I do wrong? Hey, what did I do great? Where can I make a small change that makes a big difference? They have to watch these things. If they don't watch film, they're not going to get better. They're not going to progress, right? Because hope is not a strategy. Hope is not a strategy. And so when I talk about a sales journal, it's just a composition notebook, whatever it is that's by your side. And you write down, man, my tonality wasn't good. My energy is low. I had trouble overcoming this objection. Man, I crushed it overcoming this objection, right? I dominated my first line or my first opening line, whatever it is. So you create the sales journal, and every Monday you have a playbook meeting. If you're a leader on this call, you should be doing this with your team. Every Monday, open up our sales journal. It's a playbook meeting, 30 minutes. What are we struggling with? I'm struggling with my energy. All right, let's work on that as a group. What could we do a group session-wise to help us up level our energy, which I'll talk about in a second. I'm having trouble overcoming the pandemic objection. Perfect. Chris is over here. He's crushing it. Let's role play it out in front of the group. And now you have a role play scenario. So the next is where. Create a sales journal. Somehow you must watch film. If you guys could pull calls, by the way, that's also phenomenal. But I really want you guys to be writing things down as you're going, and then focusing on it the next week. Remember and write this down. Self-awareness is the starting point for growth. All right, it's a starting point. It's a starting line for growth. And also, self-awareness is the checkpoint for progression. The checkpoint for progression. All right. Next is wow, state, energy. We create out of our state, guys. We create out of our state. If you're calling somebody with a low state, low energy, their response is going to be low as well. You need to create a higher, a bigger, a more impactful, a more, I would say, attractive state, right? Your energy has to be good, not just on call one, though, right? It's the person on call 101 with high energy that wins. I repeat that. It's the person on call 101 with high energy that wins. That is why it's so important for you to have these little things throughout your day, clarity breaks, disconnecting from technology, water, workouts, gratitude affirmations, the whole nine. You guys probably heard me speak about it hundreds of times, if not on here, on my podcast or on my Instagram. But that is so important because energy's contagious. And the cool thing about energy is that when it's contagious, it creates engagement. When they're engaged, they retain more. When they retain more, they're more likely to take action. So the next W is wow. Now, last W is winning, confidence. Confidence comes through repetition, right? Confidence comes through repetition. So if you want to increase your pay, increase your role play. So you create a winning confidence by practicing 3, 4, 5 days a week, 15 to 30 minutes on your skill, honing in that craft, because we don't have confidence more than likely because we're not practicing enough. You're thinking about, what do I say next? And when you're thinking about, what do I say next? You're not listening to understand, you're listening to respond, and you're not going to win that way. You need to listen to understand, not listen to respond. In order to do that, you have to start mastering your craft. Don't practice on money. Get out there and practice. If you say you want what you said that you wanted, right? In 2021, if you said that you want all these things, and if you took one different approach, which was I'm going to role play, I'm going to practice 30 days every single day or 30 minutes every single day, I guarantee you your income will skyrocket. Has to. It just has to. The only way it doesn't is if you're not jumping on the calls afterwards. Right? Confidence is a skill, guys, which means it can be built. Right? When I show this picture of all these amazing men and women who have won championships, who are legend, every single one of them, they practice better than everyone. Right? The 5 W's, this is what they're really good at. So this way, when Tom Brady jumps into, down by 3 touchdowns in the biggest game of his career, he can go ahead and still win that game because he dedicated himself to these 5 W's. Right? He's dedicated himself to putting in that work. So hopefully that helped. Great question, though. Also, one other thing is when I say get into state or get into energy, do it however you want to do it, right? I listen to pump up music. Some of you guys might meditate. I don't know what it is, but find out what it is for you. Find out what it is for you. Know you in order to grow you. Know you in order to grow you. Okay. Another thing with that, if you're sitting down making dials, it's going to be very hard for your tonality to really be amplified, to really work in your favor. Stand up when you make calls, and don't just sit down and then stand up when someone picks up, because your opening line is where 70+% of your objections are coming from. So if you're standing up the entire time, 60 to 90-minute session, if you're standing up the entire time, you're not worrying about, oh, someone picks up, now I got to stand up, right? Your mind is now compartmentalizing you standing up and you speaking in the opening line. You won't have that issue. Your energy is already there, right? Your energy is already there. You're already standing up. Your feet are grounded, which means your tonality could be better. So let me know if that helped, guys. Let me know if that helped. I know that, Lisa, that's a good question. Let's see here. Sonny says, I have an agent. Yes, committed to himself means it's lost for me then. I'm not sure what you're asking. If you said he had an agent and he's already committed, so you signed the buyer. If he signed the buyer agreement, then yeah, you don't want to push it. But here's what I would say when someone says they have an agent. Not completely get it, Sonny. If there's something that came on off the market, right? Though came on the market that wasn't on MLS yet, would you want me to send that to you? Right? If there's something that was not on the MLS and that checked off all your boxes, would you want me to send that to you? They're going to say yes, right? They're going to say yes. More than likely. If not, cool. Not a big deal. But if they say yes, say, perfect. I don't want to send you useless emails. I know you probably get enough of those, just like I do. So when we talk about checking off all these boxes, let's talk about what are those boxes you're trying to check off. And then they hit you. 4-bedroom, 2-bath, da-da-da. Interesting. Okay. So 4 bedrooms, why is that important to you? And I go run right back into the script. And then I let them know at the end, hey, look, since you didn't sign the buyer agency agreement, if you'd like to meet, by all means, let me know. We can go ahead and just you can hear my strategy on how I can help you find, the right home for the right price at the right time. You want to hear more about that? They say, no, I have my agent. I'm fine. Okay. Hey, if anything changes, you'll be getting those emails with a new search. Just let me know. And they're going to find a way, more than likely, if they feel like that the value of their agent isn't there, they're going to try to find a way to cancel that contract or get rid of that agent to work with you because you ask better questions, right? Better questions get better results. Jasmine says, when they tell you that you are being annoying. So I got to get clarity on that. You're being annoying because you're calling, right? So are you calling and then they're coming right out with it? More than likely, if they're saying that when you're calling, it's because of two things. One, you're leaving messages. Don't do that, right? Don't leave messages. And two, you're not calling with confidence. If you're not calling with confidence, they are going to jump all over that. If you're timid, they're going to jump all over that. People are like, oh man, it's opening line. It doesn't seem to be working. And I hear them say it, and there's no confidence. There's no tonality. There's no conviction. If you want to create conversion, create conviction. If you want to create conversion, create conviction. But I'd love to know more about that, Jasmine, if it goes deeper than on that opening line. Volume is perfect now. My main objection is I am waiting to purchase in the summer or 1 year. So Samantha, if they say that they're waiting, all I'm going to say is perfect. It's exactly when people start looking. So let's talk about what that looks like. 3 or 4 bedroom. 4 bedrooms. Interesting. Why is 4 bedroom important to you? I'm going right back into it. And I go back to the beginning. Right? Look, I'm not going to ask you to go buy a house tomorrow, Samantha. I know you want to wait some time. But what I do want to make sure is you got the right person, the right strategy for the right time. And the greatest part is if you find something that checks off all those boxes, at least now you know you got the right person with the right strategy, and we can go ahead and take advantage of that property that comes on the market. Does that sound fair? Okay. So hopefully that helps, Samantha. Let me know. Coral says, towards the end, can you tell me where I could find the scripts to practice with? So the scripts itself, you got to come to a conversion day to grab those. Coral, where are you located? I can tell you when the nearest conversion day and when it's going to be for you. We have, I think, like 12 or 15 set up next year, which you guys could find at cincommunity.com. All right, let's see what else we got here. Many times we are trying to sell ourselves to the buyer by saying all of our accomplishments. Yes. What are the questions we could ask potential buyers to show them we are interested in their needs? Yeah, Samantha, great question. And I'm in 100% agreement with you. No one cares how much you know until they know how much you care, right? We've heard it before. But the big picture is that your accomplishments mean nothing, right? They don't mean anything until you provide value. And so the best way to provide value is to ask questions. So Samantha, really simple. How do we show them that we're interested in their needs? Is be interested in their needs. Like stay there. If they say they have 4 bedrooms, ask them why is that important to them? And then they tell you, extract information, build a conversation, come back to another why question. Let me just give you an example. All right. I say, okay, 4 bedrooms. Now, why is that important to you? Well, we got 2 kids, 1 on the way. We're just really, really crammed over here. I had 2 kids, 1 on the way. That's awesome. How old are your 2 kids? Oh, 5 and 10. Okay, are they boys or girls? Both girls. Right? That's amazing. So when's the new one due? 4 months. Right? I just found out time frame. Right? I just found out time frame. I'm building a conversation. I could speak into that conversation, and then I bring them back, and I don't go to how many bathrooms. I would stay in the bedrooms. And so tell me about your current situation. How many bedrooms do you have now? Maybe we only have 2. Man. Okay, so what would that mean for you to have that extra bedroom? What would you do with it? Well, would be able to have all the kids in a separate room, be able to have a little bit more peaceful environment because everybody's on top of each other. That is how you build rapport. That is how you add value. It's not about talking about your accomplishments. It's about feeding their need, right? We got to feed their need. Best way to do that, ask better questions, get better results. When they claim to be 6 months out, is that too early to start a game plan? It is never, ever, 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 ever too early to start a game plan. More than likely, if they're 6 months out, they'll buy a house within the next 2 to 3 months. Anybody says they're 6 months out, 12 months out, 18 months out, perfect. It's exactly when people start looking. and I just dive right back into the script. Right back into the script. You know, the thing is, Terry, I don't know how long you've been in real estate. I think I talked about this one time where, you know, if you actually added up everybody who said, I'm not ready to buy right now, and then you talk to them less than 3 months later and they bought, if you added up the amount of money that you lost, it would be heart-wrenching. Not to mention the people that you never got back a hold of after they said they're waiting 12 months and they actually bought in 3 months. Not to mention the referrals you would have got by closing those deals. So you're leaving 6 figures on the table every single year, guys, by allowing them to say, hey, you know, we're 12 months out, we're this, we're that, and then giving in. You know, you get, like we talked about one shot at life, right? We talked about life expectancy. There's also this like deal expectancy, right? Time kills deals. So every time you talk to somebody, the mindset you have to have is that this is the only time I'm going to talk to this person. Take advantage of it. Let's see. Karen says, I have a buyer that needs to sell their home first. They verbally committed to work with me as the buyer's agent, but they want their friend from church to sell their home. How do I get everyone on board to begin the process? Well, first off, if you could be the listing agent, I would go that route. Obviously, talking to them about, hey, you know, are you okay with possibly having turmoil or friction in your relationship if the deal goes south? And Karen, let me tell you, the only reason why I say that is because we see it happen so often. So because of that, we actually created a program for that, where we give your cousin, we give your friend, whatever, 25% referral fee, so they get paid. Your relationship stays intact, and we put them on our referral network. So this way, we can go ahead and make sure they still get referrals and continue to make money throughout the rest of their real estate career. So that's number one. But number two is, how do I do it? Just call a meeting, right? Like, all right, hey, like, you want to sell your home first? Well, first off, Karen, let me go back. I'm not going to do that yet until I know what their reasoning is, right? If you know what their why is, if you know what their true pain or pleasure is, which is the reason why people make decisions, if you know that, which if you don't, go back and get it. It's okay to go back and get it. You got to be the one guiding that process. You got to be the one using your value and your leverage to start the conversation, to go ahead and start meeting everybody, right? So find the why, so then you can set the appointment. So if you want to get everybody aboard on and begin the process, it's all about having them have the awareness of what they want and why they want it. It's the most part, why they want it. So we hold them accountable to that why. Then once you do that, and once you got that why, it's easier, right? Now you just got to hold them accountable. Be the coach, be the friend that needs to hold them accountable to achieving what they're trying to achieve. Let me know if that helps, Karen. Opening line recap. Yeah, I'll just show you the opening line. And there's a lot of you guys probably have been on here before, but I'll show it to you really quick. So here's the opening line. It says, hey, this is John with the home search site. I know you're looking over in Dallas at some homes. Just curious, looking to make a move in the next few months. Are you just browsing? Right? Hey, this is John with the home search site. I know you're looking over in favorite city at some homes. Just curious. Are you looking to make a move in the next 3 to 6? You could say few months, or just browsing. But I'm not going to just say it very monotone. There has to be this voice fluctuation, these pauses, these elongated words, right? So, hey, this is John with the home search site. I know you're looking over in Dallas at some homes. Just curious, you're looking to make a move in the next few months, or you just browsing? And I put us in there on purpose, right? When I say us and I say just browsing, their wall goes down. I have a direct line to build rapport, right? Clear pathway to build rapport. Perfect. Exactly what the site is for. So while I have you, what's prompting you to browse? And I say what's twice, right? So while I have you, what's prompting you to browse? Man, I just need a bigger home. Awesome. Tell me about your current situation, right? If they give me a flat answer, or I don't know. If they say I don't know, I go into A/B questions. So what are you thinking? 3 or 4 bedrooms? I'm thinking probably about 3. Interesting. Okay. So why is 3 important for you? And I'm going deep into it. So the opening line, right? Here's the transition. Okay, perfect. Exactly what the site is for. While I have you, what's prompting you to browse? Guys, real quick though, what's prompting you to browse is a different question than what are you browsing for? Okay, what's prompting you to browse versus what are you browsing for? Two totally different questions. We want to say what's prompting you to browse, not what are you browsing for. This is a why question. What are you browsing for is a what question. Then we go into the nuts and bolts, go into the meat and potatoes, and that is the 3 whys for every what. 3 whys for every what. That should be beat into your head in order to truly, truly dive deep and build that rapport and get that true solution to their problem. You got to feed their need. So it's 3 whys for every what. Stop the share here because I can't see the Q&A when it shares up. Let's see what else we got. Hopefully that helps. Let me know. Someone says conversion day in Canada. I know that they had one planned, but obviously with the situation, we weren't able to go over there. I don't know if they have one for 2021 set, but if not, you can come to the USA. I don't know if they're allowing the border for you to cross the border yet, though. I had a few people that said a few months ago that wasn't happening yet. Levita says, how do you get someone to talk with you on the phone versus talking to you through email or text? Good question. So once again, we got to get them to the next level of communication and connection. So it's just simple. Hey, look, once you've built enough rapport, obviously, right? Some people love to text. Say the next step in the process, just set up a quick and simple phone call or a quick and simple Zoom meeting, whatever you want to do. I like Zoom meetings, but next step in the process is for us to set up a quick, simple Zoom meeting so I can go over with you our strategy. I always talk about the win strategy, right? What they want, why they want it, and what they want and why they want it. The I is intentional investigation of inventory. And then the N is negotiation, right? So we break that down, and that's the reason why I want to get them on a phone so we can show them that strategy. So it's simple by just saying, hey, look, now we're next step in the process. Just go ahead and jump on a quick and simple call just so I can show you our strategy, get a little bit more detail. So this way, once the right home comes on the market, you know you have the right person with the right strategy. Does that sound good? Okay, that's the way I would do it. Next step in the process is simply jump on a quick call. Using simply and quick will help you with your conversion. Recommendations on how to help customers have confidence in you when you are a brand new agent. So great question. When people are brand new agents, always use we, right? Never fear that you haven't done enough because your brokerage or your team has, right? So lean on them. Like it's okay to lean on them. And then the other thing is confidence is created through value, right? And created through skill work over and over and over again. So if you have massive confidence and conviction that you could help somebody, brand new agent or not, you will win more times than not. So I don't care if you're a new agent or old agent. You want people to have confidence in you, you got to have confidence in yourself. You want to have confidence in yourself, you got to role play. You got to put the work in. You also got to have conviction, right? That you are helping these people, that you're not selling, MLM over here, right? Like you're not selling, there's nothing wrong with that. I know a lot of people make a lot of money and I know a lot of the products are actually really good, but you're not over here trying to sell somebody, you are serving. I'll repeat that. You are not selling, you are serving. When you get out of the mindset that you're selling people and you are getting into the mindset that you are serving people, you will be able to create more conviction. You will understand that you have an obligation and an opportunity to help these people with the biggest transaction of their life. You're not selling, you're serving. So that's another big thing, Didi. Hopefully that helps. Let me know. Do you ever do live dialing sessions that we could tune into? Danielle, that's actually no. But yeah, I've been talking with CINC to get something where we can actually have competition between teams. And that's obviously takes a little bit of time to get that done. But no, I do not have any. But if you do come to a conversion day, then I don't do them, but I walk around. So I do a lot of role playing, and then I also walk around and I help you while you're on the phone. Let's see. I have prospects from my customer base when I was a plumber. Do you have a script for contact etc? My man Ron, I know who that is. My man Ron over there is a plumber. He was a sheriff. He was, the dude did everything, right? If that's the same Ron, I'm pretty sure it is. So based when I was a plumber. So do you have a script for that? I don't have one. I do not have one, but offline, hit me up and we could talk about what that looks like and get the, whatever we're trying to accomplish, get the right scripting and the right wording for it. let's see if they say they're just browsing, and you ask what's prompting you to browse, and they reply with, well, I'm just looking. What's a follow-up question? So a follow-up question is the A-B question, right? A-B question. So it's, hey, okay, no, I totally get it. What are you thinking? Like 3 or 4 bedroom? Right? And they say, I just really don't know. So, okay, well, how about this? Let's start here. Tell me about your current situation, and we'll figure it out from there. So you always A-B question them. If they say, I don't know, I'm really just looking, it's always A-B question. They tell you 4 bedrooms, 5 bedrooms, whatever it is. Then you go deep into the why and you get right back on your script. If they still don't tell you anything after an A-B question, you say, okay, well, let's pull it back for a second. Just tell me about your current situation. What's going on? So then they should open up. When you say, tell me about your current situation, most of them will open up like crazy. Now, if they don't, and they're being a jerk, it's just, sometimes you got to stand up and say next and move on, right? And just move on. There's also, what I always look at is like, maybe I just got to ask a better question or ask the same question a different way. When I hear no, it's just next opportunity, right? Next opportunity to ask a better question, or next opportunity to move on and find someone different to work with. What is your strategy? It's that win strategy, right? W stands for what they want and why they want it. The I stands for so I can create an intentional investigation of the inventory. The N is so we can create a negotiation plan, because each negotiation is going to be a little bit different depending on, are they VA, right? Do they have kids, right? What's the listing look like? So there's just so many different ways to go about negotiation. Love it. Not selling, serving. Thanks for the aha moment. My pleasure, Didi. Thank you for, I always say is when a student is ready, the teacher appears. Let's see. Didi says, when I asked if they have a realtor and they say yes, but haven't signed anything yet, rebuttal. Yeah. So anybody that's working with an agent, it's just simply saying, all right, hey, look, Didi, if there are some things off market that checked off all your boxes, would you want me to send it to you? And they're going to say, yeah, sure. Okay. So I want to make sure I don't send you useless emails, because I know we get enough of those. Tell me, what are those boxes that you're trying to check? They start telling me the boxes they're trying to check, and I go right into the script. Digging deep, 3 whys for every what. So guys, if you guys are getting value today, definitely let me know, and follow me on Instagram if you have any questions too. I'm always there to help you. Slide into my DMs. So my Instagram handle is at Real John Marrone. So Real John Marrone, and it's JohnMarrone. Real John Marrone. Hit me up on Instagram. We're almost done here, but not yet. But definitely go ahead and hit me up there if you have any questions, anything I could do to help guide you or bring light to a situation right now, 2021, whatever it might be. Also, if you guys are listening to podcasts, check out mine, Power of Progression. I had a few people ask me what it was. So Power of Progression, and that's on Spotify, that's on iTunes, that's on Google Play, YouTube. Look up John Marrone, and you'll see my stuff on YouTube as well. So whatever you guys are doing, 2021, just you want to make sure you have people that you are following. I'm not saying that's going to be me. Maybe we're not a good fit, but people that are following, that are aligning with what you're trying to accomplish. Right? Don't do this thing alone, guys. Do not go at this alone. 2021 doesn't have to be as hard as you may think it might be with the right people in your corner. So we got a few minutes left. What other objections do we have? What other objections do we have? Clayton says, Ron the plumber, this is for you. Hey, I changed your pipes 5 years ago, and it's nearing the time that they're probably getting clogged. Time to me? I don't know. I don't know. So I changed your pipes 5 years ago, and it's nearing the time. Okay, got it. Say it's I changed your pipes 5 years ago, and it's nearing that time to move. I like that. Okay, so it's nearing that time that they're probably getting clogged. It's time to move. I love that. I love that. Honestly, what it really to this is what happens. Ooh, what's up, guys? What it comes down to is this: you must understand that when you reach out to these people, this is Ron or anybody else, when you reach out to these people from a different industry, right? Maybe you're a plumber, maybe this, maybe that. There's a great opportunity to build a conversation, right? Great opportunity to build the conversation. So don't be shy of that. Uh, let's see. Michael says, I struggle to ask for an appointment. I struggle to ask for an appointment. That comes down to two things, Michael. One is you are not confident that you could help them. And confidence comes through what? Practice and conviction. And number two is that you haven't done a good enough job to add value. And all that means is you just haven't asked a good enough amount of questions, right? Or the right questions. So I look into, are you role playing daily? If you're scared to ask for the appointment, you got to role play daily to build the confidence up. Do you have conviction that you're helping these people? Number three is realize if you don't ask for the appointment, you're not going to make the money. If you're scared to ask for the appointment, you're not going to make the money. Now, why is it important for you to make the money? That's up to you, right? You got to dig deep enough so that you could push past your comfort zone, because you have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. That is the number one rule to success that you have to start with. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. Ask so many times for the appointment that you're no longer uncomfortable with it, right? Like, and this is what I tell everybody. I'm just being honest, transparent. If you are not willing to ask for the appointment, you're scared to make money, and this may not be for you, right? And I'm not saying we're not gonna grow from it, but there are some people that just they will not ask for the appointment. They just won't. They'll just wait for the leads to close themselves, and that's you are going to halt and stunt your growth. So how do I ask for the appointment? Someone says it depends on what the person's needs are, right? Like it's just simple. I always close on pleasure. That's rule number one. Close on pleasure. Rule number two is that when you're asking for the appointment, you got to have conviction, because closing is an attitude, guys. Write that down. Closing is an attitude. Closing is an attitude. It's not a technique. There are techniques, but closing is an attitude. And in order to have that right attitude, know that you can help them, have conviction in it, have the confidence, and understand, guys, if they say no, who cares? Like, let's be real. Who cares if they say no? Right? Like, if they say no, what's it going to do? I always say, if that, so what? Right? If that is, so what? Tell me, what's going to happen if they say no? Like, we make things so much bigger than it really is, right? We make things so much. We have this fear of the future that's not even real, right? This fear of the future is not even real. And what I would say is past hurt informs future fear, right? Past hurt informs future fear. Where like you've been scared to ask for an appointment, maybe you did and you got turned down, and now all of a sudden you're scared to ask for the appointment over and over again. So how do I ask for it? It does change. It really does. On what their needs are, but I always close on their pain, always close on their pleasure, but knowing what their pain is as well. So I could put that and shine a light on that as well. Was an example of asking for an appointment. Please answer how to ask for an appointment before the other question in case you run out. Oh yeah, so this is the one. Yeah. So once again, what is an example of ask for an appointment? So it's just going in and saying, all right, perfect. So the next step is go ahead and show you what our strategy is. What works better for you, Tuesday or Wednesday this week? Right? Tuesday. All right, perfect. I got a 3 and a 4 o'clock available. Which one works best? All right, then there's ways to close it down as well. So I think, Laura, that's what you're asking. Like, how do you actually ask for it? Just give them A, B, right? All right, perfect. Next step is to go ahead and meet face to face, right? That's what we need to make sure of. Next step is to show you our strategy. So we can go ahead and make sure that we got all your needs, your wants all aligned. So this way we can go ahead and look at homes. We can go ahead and have the right plan. Laura, I don't want to waste your time. So that's why it's so important for us to have this strategy meeting, right? To have this consultation. So you're not wasting your time looking at homes that don't make sense. Does that sound fair? Yeah, it sounds fair. So if you guys heard me a lot today, I'll say that. Does that sound fair? Does that make sense? And the reason why I say that is because it's setting me up for a bigger yes. So we have something called a Sullivan nod, right? So our mirror neurons, when we shake our heads up and down, like saying yes to something, when someone asks us a question, we say yes. It's our mirror neurons. So when I say, does that make sense? Does that sound fair? Wouldn't you agree? That's me getting a yes without them sometimes even realizing it, but a subconscious yes. So when I ask for the appointment, it's a way easier and a way bigger chance for them to say yes. Hopefully that helped. Let me know. Ross says, make it a habit. Yeah, make asking for the appointment a habit, right? Realize that the other side of them saying no is there's nothing like that could hurt you, right? the fear of what if you don't ask should be a bigger drive than a fear of them saying no. Let me just hit you with this before we jump off here, right? The fear of what if you never asked the appointment and you never were able to create the income, to create the impact that you want to. What if should be a bigger fear than them saying no. And if that's a bigger fear than them saying no, you know you have to go through it. And the last thing I'll say is this. You have a decision to make, guys. Hear me out. We all have decisions to make throughout the day. You can either make the right decision or the easy decision. You either make the right decision or the easy decision. Here's the cool thing. When you make the right decision enough, it becomes easy. It becomes easy when you make the right decision enough, right? Right decision, easy decision. Easy decision is not ask for the appointments. It's just to change their search. Call me when you're ready. Right decision is ask for the appointments, right? Easy decision is laying in bed at 5:30. But the right decision is getting up and working out and putting in the things that you need to do in order to obtain a healthy lifestyle, right? Easy decision is to not make your dials for 2 hours and go ahead and get distracted and just send emails because it's easier. The right decision is to make those dials. So when you're looking to make a decision, you either have to make the right one or the easy one. When you make the right one enough, it becomes easy. So I want to know what landed for you guys today. You know, we're wrapped up here for the year. We are done with the conversion calls until next year. But I want to know what resonated for you guys, whether it's today or this year. I don't know. I mean, some of you guys been on these calls all year. I like to see kind of where the value landed so we can always do better in 2021 and so forth. So tell us right now in the Q&A, what were some of your, what I call quake moments, right? What are some of your ahas from this call or maybe another call that we were on, so we can make sure that we're still aligning ourselves with giving you guys value every other Monday. So closing is an attitude, Didi says. Absolutely. Absolutely. And while you guys are writing your takeaways, once again, you guys follow me on Instagram at Real John Marrone, JohnMarrone. Power of Progression is the podcast. Power of Progression. I've had people on like Hal Elrod, Eric Thomas, Trent Shelton, Lisa Bilyeu. The list goes on. And then I have my own solo shows as well. Power of Progression. And then you can also find me on YouTube, just John Marrone. Let's see. You create the outcome. Yes, you do. Right? You should be the one that creates the environment that creates the outcome. Don't let your environment create the outcome. The fact that practice is so important, that scripts are so important, that the right decision practice becomes the easy decision. Yes, absolutely, Mike. Scripts are a great takeaway. Yep. Finding the meaning in the mundane. I love that. Using Karen's computer. I'm in Germany. Yes. I always talk about putting meaning behind the mundane. If you guys follow me on Instagram or wherever, you probably saw a video I did on that recently as well. That helps me stay consistent. We are not selling, we are serving. I truly believe that, Jeremy, right? Like truly believe that. That's huge. Oh, I see. So your name's not Karen. Your name is Jeremy using Karen's computer. Awesome. Stand up when you make a call. Here's the thing. Stand up before you even make the call. Stand up before you make the call, not as you're making it, not as they pick up, before you make the calls. Stephanie says, practice scripts with the people and stand up. Another thing is when you practice, you must practice like you play. Practice like you play. Don't be doing these scripts sitting down. Don't be role playing sitting down if that's not how you're going to make the dials, right? You practice like you play. The reason why champs are champs is because they practice like they play. I really appreciate the mix of motivation and practical scripts. I will role play more to increase my confidence. Good job, brother. Mike, role play, man. You want to increase your pay? Increase your role play. Let's see. I like what prompting you to browse. That opened up several folks. Yes. Don't be weak. Push through the hard things. Don't be bullied by fear. I love that, Ron. Love that. One of my favorite sayings, you're either the statue or the pigeon, from Robert on the Love Ohio team with Mike Wall. Mike Wall's team, what is up? Yes, you're either the statue or the pigeon. I love that. What ifs is more scary than a no. I promise you it is. I've been on both sides of that and I had to evaluate both. And I've realized that. And You know, as someone said before, put meaning behind the mundane, right? Put meaning behind why you do everything. So, guys, I'm wrapping up here. I appreciate all of you guys. Make sure you guys have an amazing holiday. Have an amazing last few weeks of the year. I don't know what 2020 looked like for you, but no matter if it was great, no matter if it was bad, 2021, the outcome's in your control. The outcome of how 2021 ends is in your control. If you look at it that way and you start controlling the controllable and let go of the uncontrollable, you will start creating the outcomes that you want. So have an amazing holiday with you and your family from me and my family, me and the CINC family. We appreciate every single one of you guys who jump on these calls. We appreciate every single one of you guys who really, put yourself into an uncomfortable situation to grow. And we really appreciate every single person on here. And someone says, what's the podcast again? Power of Progression. Power of Progression. So once again, guys, happy holidays. Enjoy the next few weeks. Go ahead and take the time you may need to take, but put your foot on the gas pedal. 2021 is going to be an epic year. It's going to be your year, but it's going to be up to you to make it your year. So appreciate everybody. Have a phenomenal rest of your day. Go crush it and have an amazing holiday. And we'll talk to you guys in 2021.